Bonjour à tous et bienvenue à la session Good Morning que nous organisons. Aujourd'hui, nous avons le plaisir d'accueillir Madame Irv, qui est Head of Data Governance Management à l'e-Governance Academy en Estonie. Elle va nous expliquer comment l'Estonie relie l'État et les citoyens grâce aux données. Goedemorgen allemaal en welkom bij deze Good Morning sessie die wij organiseren. We zijn vandaag echt verheugd om mevrouw Hirf te verwelkomen. Zij is Head of Data Governance Management bij de e-Governance Academy van Estland. En zij zal ons nu verder toelichten hoe Estland de staat en de burgers via data met elkaar verbindt. Mrs. Hirf, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I'm sorry, but my language will be English only. So this is, I just was listening. I think the Dutch language is the most difficult language on earth. Although they say the same about Estonia, but you win definitely. So yeah, thank you for the invitation. And I will give you really short overview how we live our lives here in Estonia. I assume that you all know where Estonia is. Far north, it's quite cold here. At the moment, like -3 or something, almost snowing. So we have winter coming. I'm working for the e-Governance Academy. And yes, today's topic is how data can connect people with the government and how we do this in Estonia. Few words about my background. Years ago, somebody asked from me, like, do you have a real job? And yes, I do have a real job. My very first education is that I'm a nurse, but this led me to the health data, health technology, innovation in health. And from that, I continue to e-Governance Academy, where I work with data, because health data is one of the most sensitive sets of data, and conditions applied with health data are definitely also usable in other sets of data. But today I will talk a little bit broader what we can do with data and how to build systems that we have here in Estonia. But of course, it will be like really short overview because you can't do this in half an hour. First, it's never only about technology. It always has a legal background when we talk about building solutions in digital world. But I would say that the most relevant part is change management. This means that without people, without organizations, without going through the processes, you can't build any of the solutions that we have in Estonia. But nevertheless, first I will start with our technology we are using here in Estonia. Probably, I don't know if you have heard about the term called X-Road. It's a data exchange platform developed here in Estonia. And the story behind this platform is that in the 90s, we were in a really, how to say it in a polite way, in a really bad situation. We just regained our independence from the Soviet occupation. 91, 92, 93, the economy was down. There was no money. And of course, politicians, they had to make some sort of decisions to drag us out from this hole. And one of the ideas and very bold solutions was, what if we go through this digitalization, and what if we go through kind of, building our own digital society? Of course, it was not that simple, but the main idea was that there was political leadership. There was bold ideas. There were bold people who had no kind of, this kind of legacy. There was no fear. And the decision was made to move on as a digital country. And of course, then all the Oracles, Microsoft, all the companies came to us, came to provide their own solutions, which were too expensive for us. And that's why we had to develop our own system that is working until today. Actually, X-Road is It's open. It's free of charge for everybody. You can basically check this out online. But the thing is that, as I said, technology alone does not help you. So you have to have the ecosystem around it. You have to have data. You have to have people. You have to have services built on that data exchange layer. So these are the key elements, and that make maybe things difficult. I'm not going to talk about the legislation that much today, but just a few keywords. We usually hear when we go to consult other countries in e-governance academy, then we usually hear this, but we have laws and these laws, they don't allow us to do this or that. Then my question always is like, who makes the laws? So think about that. And I guess that this obstacle can be overcome if you make the laws that actually support your lives. Here, I will show you really briefly also the kind of the illustrated picture of our X-Road, which shows that this data exchange layer brings together different interfaces, different registries. Cybersecurity here is really relevant element because, all this sensitive data that we keep in our registries, and Estonia is pretty strong in building cyber secure and resilient systems. This is also one of the things that e-government academy is doing quite good. We provide this consultancy to the governments and other countries, including Europe, how to build resilient cyber secure digital environments. But let's skip the technology behind and let's talk about how to build services. Again, this is a kind of long learning curve that we had in Estonia since the first digital service in healthcare was launched 95 already. So we have learned this throughout the history. And now we are sharing, e-governance academy sharing this experience with other countries as well. And I can tell you that in Europe we have partners in Spain and Germany, and the upcoming project is with Rotterdam city and also with the city of Riga in Latvia. So we do some things in Europe, but we also work with third countries, Latin America, Africa, Asian countries. So worldwide we have different projects. But coming back to prerequisites and building blocks for services, as I said, there is this technical side, but then also organizational side. About technical side, I already told you about interoperability, data exchange platform. Very important element is data, which is machine readable, standardized, understandable, accessible for the systems. Then electronic messaging. So I'm not going to talk about this because this is, again, a little bit technical term, but it means that we have agreed with the two parties how the data travels from receiver or from the sender to receiver. And then there is this digital identity ecosystem that we have in Estonia, which means that in Estonia, every single person has one unique ID number, meaning that whatever e-service, digital service I need to access, also analog services are included. I use my identity number, and this one identity number actually connects all the data that the systems have about me, all the services I'm using, my identity. So everything is connected around this one identity number. And we get this identity number from the moment we are born and even before the name. So this is our kind of must have. And then organizational building blocks. You have to have appropriate business processes, meaning that you can't never ever translate analog services to the digital world like just upload the PDF and the service is there. No, you have to rethink all the business processes behind the services. Always the service design has to be user-centric, and preferably it has to be proactive and cooperative mindset, meaning that we all build these services together, and we have to have some sort of kind of preview what will happen to the in person's life in order to have the services that they need in the right moment, within the right context. So there is quite a lot of collaboration in between the ministries and also planning. How we Estonians, I told you that we have had this kind of long history of having digital services and sharing our data, but I have to say that we still we are hesitant to share our data with some of the organizations. For instance, it goes without saying that hospitals are kind of okay for Estonians to share our data with, because you are sick, you need to share the data because doctors, they need to know about your history. Then in Estonia also we have health insurance fund, which is public. I know that Dutch healthcare system is completely different, but in Estonia we have only one central public health insurance that covers all the health costs. So that's why we also trust our data to be shared with the health insurance fund. Estonian Biobank is quite popular because we have in Estonia, we have 200 something thousand voluntary donors in our biobank, and people feel that this kind of establishment organization is transparent enough to share our data with. Then research institutions, again, it's kind of universities. We are okay with sharing data with research institutions. Surprisingly, this survey was made by me actually, and we had 1,500 respondents there. To my surprise, actually, pharmaceutical companies, international ones, because we don't have in Estonia any local pharmaceutical companies, people were quite okay to share the data with pharmaceutical companies, which was for for me it was actually surprising. Then private insurance companies, there we have maybe less secure feelings to share our data with our private insurance companies. And also the law says in Estonia that, for instance, private insurance companies are not allowed to access our central health information system, for instance. So it means that they can't use my health history for calculating benefits, for instance. It's not allowed in Estonia. Of course, if I'm kind of relaxed person myself and I feel okay with that, I can give consent. Me as a personal, I can share my data with the insurance companies, but they don't have the access to the central health information system as granted. Then I would say that non-profit organizations were also quite okay. But what was sad for me were these technology companies like local small startups and this kind of initiatives. People do not want to share data with them, but there is a logical explanation as well. Although we are a digital nation, then this concept of sharing your data with startups, it is just starting. So the trust has to be built over the time. So it doesn't happen in a second. And the local governments are the lowest. This means that people are not willing to share the data with city government of Tallinn, or I don't know, any local municipalities, although they are also providing services. So this is something that local governments need to work on, because people need to trust them. And at the moment, it's not that evident. But how we do this, how we communicate, or how the government communicates with the citizens. So one thing is state portal called eesti.ee, which in translation is estonia.ee. So all the government and also in some cases of municipalities who are providing services are presented in this portal, which means that every single digital service is there. In Estonia, we like to say that 99% services are online. I would say that every single service that is reasonable to digitalize and put online are there. So sometimes the users kind of number of users is too small because building and maintaining this kind of services is expensive. So the number of usage is not that high. Maybe then it doesn't make sense to put this service online and still available in analog manner, or there might be some other obstacles, but most of the services that are reasonable to put online, they are there. For instance, I can kind of make a proposal to marry somebody online, actually. It means that I will submit the application to get married online, and then I can send the invitation to the other part, like basically making a proposal online, like, would you like to marry me? And then if when the other person accepts it, then we can proceed with the all these legal procedures, and book the time, even if we want to go in person to seal the deal, so to call. So this is doable online. I have to say that, like, selling your property, real estate property, this is still something that we have to go to notarius, although also notarius can be virtual. But there is this element of security because the sellers and the buyers, they need to know that people who are doing this transaction, that they are not forced, they are in full kind of they are okay, the mind is okay, and they are doing this with their free will. So only these kind of elements can prevent doing all the transactions online. In this state portal, I can change my role, meaning that at one moment I can be in this portal as a private person, as a citizen, but also through the same portal, I can do all my companies, like pay taxes, or if there are some certificates I need to submit or apply for. So everything can be done through this one portal. Then there are companies. Then there are companies who are actually kind of applying for some subsidies or some support from the government, or why not also European project money. So we have different portal for them, and again, it's all accessible through this Enterprise Estonia or Innovation Agency, Estonian Innovation Agency portal. So this is again, and please notify that there is this disclaimer. The authentication access to the portal is supported by the government's single sign-on service, meaning that the government provides actually this kind of service, this using our ID card and having this one standardized access to the services throughout the different portals and different services. Also, like like here in health portal, again, what I can see here is all my prescriptions. I can see all my vaccinations, my dental history, dental health history, my epicrisis. So everything is there through one portal. We don't keep our data to ourselves, actually. We also have transactions with different countries, cross-border health data exchange, for instance. And but this is quite, I would say, lengthy process to have this, because again, there are so many elements to consider. But there is this like me as an Estonian, I can go to Finland to buy my prescription drugs, for instance. Same I can do in Croatia, Poland, Portugal, Spain, and Czech Republic. So these are the countries connected to the cross-border prescription right now, and in the future, I hope that there will be more countries. So now coming to Estonian Biobank, I told you about before, and this is actually a screenshot of my biobank portal. Again, I can use the same sign in using my ID card or mobile ID, my ID number. And this Estonian Biobank belongs, is operated by our university in Tartu. So it's not a governmental portal. It's operated by University of Tartu, and there we have 200,000 plus voluntary donors, and this biobank data set is integrated with health data. So again, the same ID number actually connects my genome data with my health data in this Estonian biobank data set. And what they can do with that, there is this fun part that shows that this upper kind of box where I can show you that I'm not pure Estonian, but more closer to Tatarian. So this is, I don't know how this happened. Probably some historical reasons behind that. But in this lower box, here are more practical outcomes. So the system actually shows me what active ingredients are not appropriate for my genome background, and maybe I should, at the moment, I have like 13 active ingredients. I should discuss with my doctor when she prescribes me these active ingredients or these medicines. Maybe there will be a better option that suits me better. Which is really practical outcome if we talk about efficiency in treatment, but it also helps us to do this like early stage breast cancer screening if the person has a kind of genomic background to get the breast cancer early, so they are included to the screening program. So this system has really like positive effect on public health. And let's talk about AI, the elephant in the room, of course. So this is the question that we get quite often: how much Estonia is using AI. Yes, we do have AI in some of the solutions. The list of AI use cases you can find from this link that you can see on the slide, and the system actually kind of is using AI, also AI chatbots, but the AI gets information only from on official channels. And as you can see, there is also this warning that please do not submit any personal data to this window. But this is only the step one. Actually, the plan needs to, the four-step plan foresees that at some point people can also get personalized consultancy from AI systems as well. But at the moment, it's not, it's anonymized and it's not personalized at this point. But you can kind of surf around the AI solutions that we have in our government services if you visit this link of AI services. What is also very important is that data sharing without hiding. So our systems are very, very, very transparent in terms of how we use data. And for that, we have a different kind of also included this eesti.ee, this Estonian portal, is data tracker. And this is not like data is tracking what I'm doing, but I can track who is doing what with my data. So you can see that in this box, there is everything actually kind of data, who actually checked my data, what was the reason they checked my data. And here you can see that city government of Tallinn has checked my data, but this was because we had elections and they had to see whether I'm still living, where I'm still living, am I eligible, am I allowed to vote. So this kind of data check was made. So, and I can see this all to this data tracker, which adds transparency and trust if we talk about this. And then one more really important moment, it's informed consent. Most of the data exchange happens in Estonia based on law. And if the law says that or if it's not allowed based on the law, like secondary use or for data for secondary purposes, like if my health data is collected for treatment, then it's a primary use of data. Then there is no need for consent. But if some startups, they need to use my data, for instance, the like, I don't know, digital solutions to support my mental health, they need my medical history, or there can be several reasons for that. So then there is this informed consent that I have to give. And it is like a safeguard for patient privacy and autonomy also. I can autonomously, me as a patient or as a citizen, I can make a decision with whom I share my data. It supposedly should reduce legal risk, but be honest, how many of you actually reads all the consents you give online? So it's kind of a matter of digital education, and we have to improve this also here in Estonia. And also it empowers citizens with knowledge of data usage. If everything happens automatically, like in Estonia, in some cases it happens, then people kind of lose kind of feeling that they are responsible of sharing their data, because still GDPR is eligible also here in Estonia, meaning that all the data should belong to me, and I'm the one who should make the decisions about sharing the data. So so in that sense, we need to educate also people here in Estonia about the sharing your data and knowledge about this kind of results, what might happen if you are not careful. And one more slide I wanted to show you is the e-residency. So it means that you are all welcome to join our digital ecosystem. Please become an e-resident. Um, um, Bring your company here, or establish your company here, and you can enjoy all the benefits that our digital world will provide you. And of course, we are happy to accept your taxes as well here in Estonia. But this was really short, like I just ran through all the elements here. And e-Governance Academy is organization that supports governments in building and preparing for this kind of digital transformation and building the services. So every single moment I discussed here is much deeper in reality, to be honest. So in 30 minutes, I finished. Congratulations to myself, because usually I run over time, but now the floor is open for questions.
Thank you so much. There are a couple of questions in the chat. I can maybe start with the first one.
Yeah.
So the first one is from Bruno Gadaletta. And it says, do you publish open source components? If yes, which one would be a first good candidate for Brussels to look at? And he gives some examples like budget, mobility, innovation grants, administration to citizen communication, document management, and archives.
Very good questions. A little bit out of my scope. But I suggest that, Bruno, let's continue this discussion, two of us, because there are some sources available. Also, if you visit our website, ega.ee, where you can find hints what is available, because we do all sort of, like, as you said, document registry, archiving, we do service design, open platforms for that are available in some cases. So we also publish data management in our on our websites. In some of the I have to check if this is available also in English. So, and also Estonian government is publishing a lot of frameworks for the companies here in Estonia in regards like service design, for instance. We have toolboxes available for service design, for instance. So, and these are available in different sources. So, yeah, Bruno, please contact me and let's see what we can share and what we can find for you as well. But I will kind of tell you that the main elements should be covered, and this is interoperability, access to data. Still, it has to be somewhere available, and also organizational kind of readiness for digital transformation, which is not open source thing, but this has to be done through kind of trainings, capacity building events, study visits that we also do in EGA. We can bring you here to Estonia and show you kind of in real world how this digital life is happening and how we live our lives and how this collaboration is built up. So this is also one good option to see how to build this kind of systems.
Perfect, thank you. Then another one, well, it's actually two questions in one. You mentioned the elephant in the room, so as you could guess, there is an AI question. When did you decide to integrate AI in your solutions? Do you use certain criteria? And then there is a second one linked that says, from all your AI use cases today, do you have like a top 3 of the most successful ones? It's many elements.
Yeah. I would start from this last question. The most successful one is actually the I would say, well, it sounds bad, but it's if you drive on the streets, this traffic cameras, and then you will get the fine quite quickly, and AI is involved there. So this one is like mostly like very frequently used by AI, of course. So police uses this in their work. Then border guard is using also AI, because in these border guard systems, AI is the one who actually kind of makes this. I'm not familiar with the details, but this border check AI is also involved there. But if we talk about the citizens' everyday life, then the picture I have on this AI slide, which is called bureaucrat, and I told you about the stage 1 or the step 1. This is also quite frequently used, and this actually guides you through the complicated system of bureaucratic, I don't know, requirements to apply for ID card, for instance, or something like that. And although I said that it guides you through the complicated systems, then first what you need to do is to make those complicated systems understandable for humans. Because I always say that if you don't have business processes in place that are logical, understandable, and actually reach the goal that they are intent for, then if you have crappy systems and you use AI on top of that, then you will have crappy systems with AI on top of that. It doesn't help you at all. So first, you have to have these criterias. That was the first part of the question, like really logical systems. Privacy is one of the criteria still. Security. There are many criterias based on what we build our systems. Again, availability and feasibility to access the data is one of the key questions here. And Estonia, I believe that it doesn't happen. It didn't happen yesterday. I can't tell you exactly the first AI solution that was used, but it has been quietly kind of coming in already for years. So step by step is the keyword here. You take small parts of the service. You kind of operate with AI within the services, and then eventually you can have fully AI-based services in the future, maybe. But I would say that Estonia is not bragging that we have like 100% AI, no human in loop services. There has to be some human element still. Actually, what we have quite controversial, because this is an interesting case that Estonia is trying to do now. The law says that people who do not have big income, I don't remember what was the limit per month, the income, then government actually provides free of charge legal advice. And starting from next year, this legal advice provided by human, and now the plan is to replace it with AI. Let's see how this goes, because there are so many things that these discussions are really on the table at the moment. And this is the way to develop this kind of solutions. Actually, you have to have this kind of public discussion. Otherwise, if you just come in with your AI service telling that, oh guys, now we have this AI chatbot replacing your legal advice, then it's not good. So you have to start with stakeholders, these discussions, evaluate the risks, and risk assessments in this case is really relevant because there are so many different layers. There is like criteria you asked, like security, ethical side also. This kind of when we talk about vulnerable people, because their income is not that big, they need free of charge service. And if we replace this with AI, what will happen to these people then if the AI does not give the correct answers? Like there are so many questions, but we are on the way to develop this service. So ask me again in February, for instance, how successful we were in this, because usually it takes years to develop this kind of AI services.
Great, thank you. There are still many questions. I will just select one and then we'll see how long it takes. And then if there's too many, we'll just maybe address them by email. So also kind of a broad question, I would say. How do you keep the data secure? Or do you guarantee integrity, defend against attacks, potential hackers? And then there is a second one. I can maybe already tell it to you. Are all the data of the public agency standardized, like in design, metadata? And do private companies active in X-Road following the same data standards?
Yeah. I will start from the last question. The answer is yes. And private companies, if they want to connect through X-Road, they have to follow the standards. So there is no question about that. And we have metadata catalogs, we have standardized data, and this is all, of course, it's work in progress. Data quality is always an issue. And its data quality is not like a status quo. It's a process of improving data quality all the time. So these processes, and again, these are the consultancies that e-governance academy is doing on daily basis. Then what was the first part? The question. Oh, security.
Security. Yes. And how do we defend against attacks and hackers?
And then I have to start from 2007. So this was the attack, the first really severe attack from Russia against our democracy and also against our digital systems. And we learned through the really hard way, that cybersecurity is key element. And since then, we have developed our systems. I showed you the X-Road. This was illustrative picture, but all those data sets, all those registries, they have their own security kind of service before they connect to the X-Road, for instance. It means that even if actually it's when, because we are under constant attack, it's not like they will attack us like once a week or so. Our owners of the registries, they said that there is like constant scanning. It goes like non-stop. They are looking for the weak spots in our systems. So this cybersecurity requirements are really strict. we spend or we invest a lot of money to be resilient, to be cyber secure. And resilience, actually, it means that how fast you can build up your systems, your services again, because you can't never be like 100% cyber secure. They will always find a way to attack you. Then of course, Estonia in general, we have our data embassies abroad, meaning that we copy our critical data sets to other locations because of our big neighbor. If they attack us, then I don't know. It takes, I don't want to say that, but it's a very short time when our data sets or our server kind of establishments will be destroyed. So we do keep our critical data abroad as well, so we can restore our systems quite quickly from the moment they destroy our servers. So also but I have to tell you, the weakest link, guess what is the weakest link, or who is the weakest link in cybersecurity? It's the person behind the computer. Like basic cyber hygiene. This is also something that you have to work on. And this is also what Estonia is doing. We have lost a lot of in many cases, like health data from family doctors, because doctors, they did not use basic cyber hygiene kind of requirements. And we have had also loss of data from some of the companies who just did something really, even that what is not allowed according to the law. And this is the human element that you have to work with. You have to really educate people. You have to educate people who are working with data. And we do have all these security standards. We have standards how to keep our data. So it's all there. It's a very complex and complicated system, but it works for us. And it works also for the others. And we provide also trainings to other countries when we talk about cybersecurity, for instance. We really literally provide trainings like 2-3 days trainings for key persons or for specialists. And this we have learned this throughout the difficult ways. So we appreciate and we acknowledge the importance of cybersecurity. So yeah.
Thank you. We still have some questions in the chat, but I also see that, the meeting is due to end. So what I suggest to everybody is that I will just collect the questions and we will answer them by email to everybody. And I think it will be easier because we won't have time to answer everything. Thank you so much for your time. And have a nice day. Et merci à tous pour votre participation. Bedankt voor jullie deelname. Comme je viens d'expliquer, donc il y a encore quelques questions dans le chat. On va y répondre par email. Également, n'hésitez pas à nous envoyer votre feedback et on va de toute façon envoyer la présentation à tout le monde. Aarzel niet om feedback te geven. Wij gaan sowieso de presentatie per e-mail doorsturen en ook jullie vragen beantwoorden. Have a nice day, everybody. And thanks again.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Yes.